Earlier, we spoke with Khansarinia, Vice President of the National Union for Democracy in Iran, about the killing of the Hamas leader in Tehran. Khansarinia, thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be with you.
Now, Hamas is saying that its political leader was killed by an Israeli strike in Tehran, Iran's capital. Now, the Israeli government has yet to take credit for this, but if it was Israel, what is the message here?
I think the message to the Islamic Republic is loudly and clearly that wherever you are, wherever your proxies are, even if they're in the heart of your capital, we can get you and we will get you. And I think that message was received very clearly in Tehran. Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas, was killed in Tehran only hours after a private meeting in his secret compound, the Supreme Leader's secret compound, that is, and he was there attending the inauguration of the regime's new president. So I think that there's no doubt the message to Tehran was, we will find you and we will eliminate you, and we can also do it to other of your officials as well. I think it was not only the killing of Ismail Haniyeh that was important, it was the message that it was sending to Ali Khamenei, to Masoud Pezeshkian, and to the leaders of the Islamic Republic, that Israel has clearly penetrated very high levels of the regime in Tehran.
And in your view, is this deterrence or escalation?
I think it's clearly deterrence. I think it was such a blow to the Islamic Republic. Obviously, Ismail Haniyeh is not Iranian, but he is the leader of one of the Islamic Republic's most important proxies. Had he been killed anywhere, it would have been a blow to the regime. The fact that he was killed in Tehran on such an important day for the regime, just hours after seeing the supreme leader, makes it all that much more significant. And I think that as a result of this, it was such a significant blow that the regime will be forced to back down to it to some extent. I don't think that this will lead to a larger escalation or a full-out war between Iran and Israel, between the Islamic Republic and Israel. That is, I think it was a significant enough blow to restore deterrence and to make Ali Khamenei, the dictator of Iran, recognize that his actions or the actions of the proxies that he directly controls and finances have consequences.
And expanding on that, what is the relationship between Iran and Hamas?
Hamas is one of the three, the big three, if you will, Hamas, the Houthis, and Hezbollah. Now, it may not be the case that Ali Khamenei or the Islamic regime in Iran is involved in every single aspect of the day-to-day operations of these groups, but there's no major operation, no major action taken by Hamas, or for that matter, Hezbollah or the Houthis, without the Islamic Republic and Ali Khamenei's knowledge and sign-off. They are financed by the Islamic Republic. Hamas has been for years now financed to the tune of billions of dollars by the Islamic Republic. They are supported diplomatically, militarily, and in so many other manners. So it is an extremely close relationship. Proxy maybe even does a disservice to the relationship between Hamas and the regime in Iran. They work hand in glove in many instances, and Hamas is a way, just like Hezbollah and the Houthis are, for the Islamic Republic to bring about its mission of establishing an Islamic caliphate throughout the region without paying the consequences. So it gets those guys to do its dirty work, and they usually face the brunt of the repercussions, and the Islamic Republic usually is able to get away without much of a consequence. And we've seen that borne out by decade after decade of really weak and appeasing Western policy towards the regime in Iran.
Now, Iran has vowed revenge, but what can we expect to see from Iran?
In the past, the regime has vowed this very same type of revenge, and it's often been face-saving measures. They said that they were going to launch significant retaliation for the Israeli attack on the IRGC building in Syria. What we saw was a pre-announced, coordinated, almost facade of several dozen missiles, rockets, drones, barely any of which hit their targets. They were pre-announced. It really was a face-saving measure. I think it's possible we'll see more of the same. Alternatively, going forward, it could be some response that is not on the front page of the newspaper, but some things that the regime tries to do with secret operations. It could be attacks against Israeli or Jewish groups or institutions or individuals across the world. We know that the Islamic Republic is not only a geopolitical enemy of the Israeli government, but it actually is one of the, in fact, the lead proponent of anti-Semitism around the world. So it could take out its revenge on innocent Israelis or Jewish organizations across the world as well.
And given the tensions we are seeing in the region, whether that's in Gaza, Lebanon, even Turkey potentially weighing in, what steps do you see as needed to make sure this doesn't become a regional war?
There will be more regional chaos. There will be more murdered innocent civilians on all sides, Israeli, Arab, Iranian, Western, as long as the regime in Iran is still in power. The Islamic Republic has spent 45 years doing what it calls exporting the revolution. It seeks to undermine legitimate national governments in Arab countries around the world. We see right now the Islamic Republic trying to undermine the Saudi Arabian government, the Jordanian government, the Emirati government, so many others. It's effectively taking control of the Iraqi government over the past several years. So as long as this regime is in power, there is no real path to peace. There is no better deal to be had with the regime in Iran. The only solution really lies in supporting the people of Iran, who every day are facing the brunt of this evil and criminal regime and are fighting back against it. If they're successful in getting rid of Ali Khamenei, the puppet master of all this crime and terrorism, then there's a real chance, if not probability or guarantee of peace. Until that happens, I don't see a path to peace in the Middle East.
Khansarinia, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.